Subscribe to Teckoh on YouTube or you will forever be a bot at Fortnite.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full guide on how to get an insane shotgun aim in Fortnite Season 5. What I'll be doing is hopping into the game and showing you guys some of my favorite methods that you can use to improve your aim super fast. If you go on to enjoy this video, please do me a favor and drop a like, and consider subscribing as well if you want to see more content just like this in the future. And with that said, let's just hop right into it. Alrighty boys, so the first tip I have for this video is going to be one that I'm going to kind of demonstrate in creative, but also it's kind of just a general tip, and that's to practice every single shotgun. Now, this honestly may seem like a bit of a common sense tip at first, and to be honest, it kind of is, but at the same time, I really don't see any people doing this. Like, I genuinely watch people practice, I ask people about their practice routines and such, and I almost never see somebody using multiple different shotguns and whatever it is. Obviously, it's important to be good with a bunch of different weapons because, quite obviously, you're going to run into a bunch of different situations in game, bunch of different loot, and it's just generally good to be good with every weapon. So, for example, there's a way to pretty much get every shotgun. Of course, you can hop into like any 1v1 map, like a BHE map or something like that, or even just your own map. I'll just go to the BHE map, for example. Okay, so in this BHE map in particular, I actually did not know this, but it does have every single shotgun that is in the game right now. It has the tactical, it has the other tactical, it has the lever action, it has the dragon's breath, and the charge, which is all the shotguns that are in the game at the moment, I think. So this is obviously a really good map. If you're just doing some 1v1s and you want to practice with a variety of weapons, then this would be a good map for you. Another really good option, guys, is to use creative practice maps that particularly have every single shotgun. So, of course, you do have the BHE map. I'm going to put the code up to that on screen right now if you want to check it out. But the other option you have is for practice maps, kind of like Raider's maps, if you think like his box fight practice maps, his like peace control maps and stuff like that. Raider actually recently announced that he pretty much added the new shotgun, the lever action shotgun, to every single map he's made. So I'll hop into one of those real quick and show you guys. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hop into his peace control practice map, which is basically a map with a bunch of different peace control drills. If you've watched my channel for a while, chances are you've seen this map before, but I'm just doing this to demonstrate like the actual shotguns, not the map in particular. But if you do want to check it out, then I'll put the code up on screen to that right now as well. Alrighty, so as I said though, this is Raider's peace control map if you haven't checked it out yet. And you can grab the AR, you know, just like usual, and you can use any shotgun. So I think all these shotguns are in the game except for the pump right now. So for example, I'll just go through all the drills and just use this shotgun. Of course, it's pretty simple. Boom. Try out another drill as well. Let's do this one. I think it looks something like that. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. But you guys kind of get the gist of it right there. Overall, basically practicing with multiple shotguns, it just makes you basically a better player, to be honest. It makes you more versatile. You're able to handle different situations better. And of course, you're able to practice different styles of aiming. Like, obviously, the tactical play style is a lot different than the lever action shotgun, which is a lot different than the pump, which is a lot different than the charge, which is, of course, a lot different from this piece of crap. Okay, it's not actually that awful, to be honest. It can be pretty cool, but I mean, who uses this? Come on. But with that said, hopefully that kind of explains it. Overall, just in your practice, I just strongly recommend using multiple types of shotguns. Whether you're aim training, whether you're just doing box fights and build fights, it's really going to help you get more versatile with your aim and be better in different situations. But with that said, boys, let's hop right into the next tip. And second up in this video, boys, we're going to be doing Raider's 1v1 Aim Map V2, which you can find using the code, which is going to be up on screen right now. So you may have seen this map before, especially if you've watched my videos before. Basically, this is like a really cool aim duel map by Raider. It's got a bunch of different stuff, but our priority here is of course going to be the shotguns. So as I said before, Raider has actually done all of his maps with the new lever action shotgun. He's actually changed that in every single map he has. So that's of course really helpful. So what you'll do in this map is you're going to go to the close range aim duel, obviously with a friend. I've got Repremy. He's a moderator for my Discord server, which you should definitely join, and for my Twitch, which you should definitely follow. But anyway, with that said, basically you can pick any amount of health, so we'll just do 1000 for the sake of example, and you can choose any of these different scenarios here. This is one of the practice methods that I honestly recommend the most. I know it's been shown a lot and it is a pretty common method, but that's obviously for a very good reason. I'd say aim duels are probably the #1 easiest way and the most effective way to improve your shotgun aim in Fortnite. You could argue that something like Kovacs or like an in-game aim trainer could kind of match up or get close, but honestly, I find aim duels to be one one of the best forms of practice for basically everybody I've talked to. So do with that information what you will. But I'm basically going to stop waffling, so you can choose any of these maps. For the sake of example, we'll just do below ramp, because that's kind of like a more rare scenario. And basically, you just start shooting your opponent. So my aim is absolutely awful right now. Alright, I'm kind of hitting my shots, though. Okay, Teckoh's kind of cracked. Come on. There we go. So you can kind of get the gist of how it goes right there. Basically, you and your opponent are in a box, kind of like you're going to be in real games pretty often, and you just go and shoot one another as much as you can. And of course, if you feel inclined to do so, you can also practice SMGs on this map. I prefer using shotguns just because, well, one, I use it for shotgun aim, and two, just because this video is about shotgun aim, as you might be able to tell. But whatever you feel like choosing, whether it's an SMG, shotgun, AR, whatever health you want to choose, if you want to pick 1,000, I think that's 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, something like that, and whatever you want to pick for this. So I'll just do wall peeks, I'll do left side, he'll do right, and basically just like this. So I'm just gonna jump in his box. Oh my gosh, my SMG aim is so bad, please help me. Oh my gosh, let's go, boys. Wait, why did I just use an SMG in a video about shotgun aim? That's kind of stupid. But yeah, boys, that's going to do it for this map. So once again, I'm going to put the code up on screen. It's going to be 6120-6647-4515. I'd strongly recommend giving it a shot. And with that said, let's move on. Anyway, though, moving on to the third tip, I want to quickly show you a creative map that I strongly recommend when it comes to improving your shotgun aim. This is going to be one of those drill type maps, kind of the map that you just go on for like 5 or 10 minutes just to practice, kind of like Kovacs, that sort of deal. And this map is Titos Aim Island. So if you've watched my channel, you've probably seen it before. I'm just going to hop in and show you guys. And if you want the code in advance, I'm going to put that up on screen right now. So I'm going to keep this fairly brief because I have shown this map in the past, and to be honest, it is pretty simple to understand. And just so you guys know, they did add the lever action shotgun as well, which is really cool, so I'm actually going to use that. But basically what this map has is this whole close range section right here is going to be what you're going to want to do. So for example, we'll do crosshair shotgun, which is kind of like, he recommends using the combat. I'll just use the combat for the sake of this. And basically it's like a time challenge. So this map basically requires you to flick to the target. This is actually pretty interesting though. Basically it makes you move your crosshair. As you can see, my crosshair is like teleporting. That's actually really cool though, so I recommend giving that one a shot. Another really interesting one is Zombie Frenzy, which is right here. I've actually done this one before. Basically, it's just like all around kind of like this. Kind of just practicing your aim. You can flick to other targets that are further away for a bit more of a challenge, kind of like this. Boom, 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 boom. You kind of get the gist of it. You can also customize the HP, so you can make it one shot, so you just go like this. You can also jump around, add a bit of extra challenge, or do whatever you want. I think you can also time this one as well. Okay, it was already being timed. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to do it. So there are 4 different scenarios here, but for the sake of time, so I don't keep you guys for too long, I'm just going to show off 2 of them, and you can come into the map to check out the rest. Once again, I'm going to put the code up one more time for this map, and it's up on your screen right now. But with that said, boys, the last thing we're going to do in this video is hop into Kovacs, and I'm going to show you a few specific scenarios that I recommend using if you're on keyboard and mouse on PC. So with that said, let's hop into it. Alright, so if you aren't familiar with Kovacs, guys, it's basically a game that you can get on Steam. I guess it's kind of like a mix of like a game and kind of like a practice aim trainer thing. Basically, it's an aim trainer, which you can use for a bunch of different games like Overwatch, CSGO, and obviously most relevant to us is Fortnite. So I'm not going to go into the settings and all for Kovacs. I'm basically just going to show you a few different scenarios I recommend using, but if you want to check out Kovacs, you can probably just check it out by searching up Kovacs on Google or checking it out on the Steam store. With that said, what you're going to want to do is go here to online scenarios, and I'm going to show you a few different scenarios basically that you can use to improve your shotgun aim really fast. So the first one that I want to briefly show you guys is going to be Bounce 180, which is basically just a scenario where you have a bunch of targets bouncing around. I am a bit rusty, so kind of don't mind this. I'm not exactly popping off right now. Wow, okay. But basically, as you can see, this map kind of just has targets that are bouncing around. It requires you to time your click really well, and it requires you to be very precise, which I am definitely not right now. Another option, if you're not quite as good at it, is Bounce 180 Large, which is basically less precision. So just do challenge, and you can see the targets are larger, so it makes it fairly easy to hit. Honestly, it's not very difficult, so that is a good alternative if you're not quite comfortable with the small targets of Bounce 180 just yet. Moving on nice and quickly though, I don't want to take too much time for this section. The next one is going to be 6-tile Jumbo Frenzy. So as usual, challenge, play, and basically this just has a bunch of targets that are really close together, and you just go and flick from one to the other really quickly. Fairly self-explanatory, and this is honestly a scenario that I like quite a bit. It's honestly pretty fun to play, makes you feel really cracked out of your mind once you do it and get into the game, so that is a really good one as well. And then we've got another scenario that I personally like quite a bit. It's one wall, 6 targets, TE, looks exactly like this. I'm going kind of slow, but basically it's like just flicking targets to target. It's pretty simple. You could kind of argue whether this is more of a mid-range or really close range scenario. I like to consider it close range, and I feel like it helps with my shotgun aim, but I can definitely see the carryover to ARs as well. And finally, guys, the last scenario that I recommend in this video is going to be micro shot speed, which is another Kovacs scenario that I typically refer to it as a shotgun scenario. It does have a few targets that are further away, but basically it's intended to help you build your speed, help you get better at like recognizing targets and moving quickly to them, basically flicking. It's a really cool scenario, and I haven't actually shown this in any videos before, but I would strongly recommend checking this one out. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for all the Kovacs scenarios. And I will mention that if you do want to check out some more Kovacs scenarios, if you're looking for some good scenarios to check out, then feel free to go and check out my other video where I discussed a bunch of different Kovacs scenarios for AR tracking, for shotguns, and for target switching. You can find the link to that video down in the description. But with that said, boys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully this video helps you out to start improving your shotgun aim super fast in Fortnite. If you did enjoy the video, please do me a favor and drop a like on it, and let me know down in the comments what you want to see next on the channel. And if you're feeling a bit extra generous, consider tossing code Teckoh into your Fortnite item shop. The whole support a creator system was sort of reset recently, which basically means your boy quite literally has 0 users on his support a creator code. I'm not even joking. So it would really mean a lot if you could go ahead and help me get that number up. But anyway, boys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.